Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today's video we're going to be taking a look at a scenario where the Ottoman Empire returns to the modern day in 2025. Now, it's been a while since I've done this. I think the last episode was the last video I did this on. Sorry, I was just watching Friday Night Funkin' Corruption Outbreak. Sorry about that. But the last, what if a country returned, like an empire returned, was like, hold on. Sorry. It was like, damn it, Jesus. Where is it? I swear it should be here. The last one was the Byzantine Empire. So, the Byzantines, the Ottomans are really not that... They are similar, except the Byzantines were more Greek. No, I'm pretty sure Crete is still here. Greece is still here. Hold on, let me check. Let me just go to history. Yeah, Crete still does exist. Yeah, Greece still exists. What in God's name is this? But yeah, Greece still does exist. Hungary is split in two. Egypt and Libya and Algeria are landlocked, so that's not good. Iraq and Kuwait barely even exist. Ukraine is split in two because of, well, this. And the capital of, what was the capital of the Ottoman Empire? No. What was the capital of the Ottoman Empire? Oh. Oh, it's Constantinople. Or Istanbul. Oh. I believe it would just be Ankara. Yes, they were ethnically Turkic, so their capital would be in Ankara. Yay! Ankara. I love Ankara. Sorry. Alright, enough yapping. Let's get to the war scenario. We're still with the reemergence of the Ottoman Empire at its greatest extent in 2025. A lot of countries are gone. Israel and Palestine are gone. Jordan, Lebanon, Syria, Iraq, Armenia, and Azerbaijan. Bulgaria, Albania, Kosovo, North Macedonia, Serbia, and Bosnia. They aren't alive. They don't exist. Tunisia doesn't exist anymore also. Some countries barely even exist or are split into two. Well, Eritrea barely exists and is also split into two. Kuwait and Iraq barely exist. Ukraine is split into two. Romania is landlocked. Hungary is split into two, and Croatia is still Croatia. They're still alive. They're chilling. They just lost a bit of land. But the Ottomans are expansionists. So, where will they go first? Well, they will finish off Greece by invading Crete, and they'll get fully annexed. I'm not even going to show that invasion because it would be too long because there's a mountain there. But now they'll be invading into the rest of Hungary, specifically over here near the border of Austria. That's where they send their forces first, because this area is pretty weak, because their capital was nowhere near here. And then they will send more forces straight out and capture their new capital city, and immediately take the rest of the Hungarian state. Well, what's left of it, anyway. Now there are mountains here, I believe. I don't know what the mountain range is called, that right there. Hold on. You know who does? It's Google. Yes. Oh wait, there's no mountain range here. There's actually no mountain range. Huh. I thought there was a mountain range there. I guess not. Well, time for full annexation of Austria. I mean, that's not Austria, Jackson. I meant Hungary. The Hungarians. Boom. Everyone say bye-bye to the Hungarians. They're not even European. They're more ethnically Asian. So they're just finishing off the remainders of certain countries that barely even exist. Same thing goes for Eritrea over here. So they send their forces into this little area, and they will send their forces, the rest of their forces, straight over here and capture their new capital, which I'm not even going to pronounce or say out loud because this is a quick invasion. We can look at a peace treaty, and of course, it's going to be full annexation. Now, why are they doing this? Why would they not just leave them to be and let them collapse on their own? Well, they want land. They just want land. Yep, that's right. The Ottomans are. Well, what did you expect? It's an empire. Empires like to expand. Next, they'll go after the remainder of Kuwait, capturing their new capital, which I don't know the name of. And they will go into Iraq, capture their new capital, which I don't know the name of as well, which I should, but I don't want to look it up. They just send their forces straight into Iraq. Saudi Arabia lost access to the Red Sea, but they still have the Persian Gulf, so that's good. Or the Arabian Gulf if you're supporting Trump. Technically it is the Arabian Gulf because it's in Arabia, but When it was named, it was the Persian Gulf because of the Persian Empire was there. So I guess it could be both. I guess you can argue that this is the Gulf of America, or the Gulf, because it's in, because it's in North the Americas, but when it was named the Gulf of Mexico because of the Europeans explorers who named it, I think. I don't know the reason why it's named that, but it's the same sense. It's the same type of, like, logic. But Trump thinks it should be named the Gulf of America because of America, or United States. Yeah, he's just a egotistical, butthole. Because he puts tariffs for no reason. Yes, tariffs are his reasoning for a tariff, like on Brazil, because something happened in Brazil which he didn't like. Yeah, and he put tariffs on India because they're trading Russia. They're trading with Russia with oil, which Trump doesn't like Russia. So what's his response? Tariff. Yeah. And one of the stupidest tariffs was on an Australian Antarctic island. There's no people there, yet he put tariffs on that island. So he basically just put tariffs on penguins. Yeah, he's just crazy. Sorry, any Trump supporters, that's just the truth. If you can't handle the truth, then suck it up and deal with it. Anyways, now that the remainder countries are gone, they're gonna go after one of their old rivals before they go after Georgia. They captured Tbilisi immediately because it's right on the border. They do stop at like these border disputes or unbreakaway regions of Georgia. They don't go in there because they're ethnically Russian. Because of the Russians backing them, and if they invaded into that region, the Russians would get mad and they would probably go to war, and yeah. Bro, really? But anyway, they'll get more coast along the Black Sea, but they don't go after Abkhazia. Same reason for South Ossetia. South Ossetia. It's a Russian breakaway state. We can now look at a peace treaty in which they just recognize them as independent nations or as a part of Russia. They recognize the breakaway regions they recognize these guys are ethnically Russian, so they should become part of Russia. They recognize that. They're ethnically Russian. So Tbilisi would be demoted to a major city of the Ottoman Empire. The Ottomans are preparing to go to war with the Russians, even though they recognize this area as Russian. But that's just the thing. They recognize it so they can take it later. Because they don't want to make the Russians mad before they invade them. Because they want to gather allies. So, what's their... So, who are they going to gain as an ally? Oh, they gain Ukraine as an ally if they give up in exchange... Ukraine will offer an alliance in exchange for some land back. Specifically, they asked them to release their Crimean claims, which they will do. But because that's part of Russia right now, they don't... Russia doesn't recognize it as Ukraine. But it still goes back to Russia. They'll also gift Moldova. Also, Moldova will be gifted this land by the Ukrainians because there's not really no need for it. So say thank you, Moldovans, for that Ukraine, and they join their alliance. Someone else who joins the Ottoman alliance is Poland and Lithuania. Hoping to reunite the Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth. No, I'm just kidding. Or am I? Sorry about the dark moment there. But now they prepare to go to war with the Russians. Oh, Finland just joined the alliance. So, immediately, Ottoman troops will enter into Russia, like actual Russian territory, as well enter into the breakaway regions that just recently got independence, or just joined Russia. They enter into there. And then they stop. Why? Goddamn mountain. Because of goddamn mountains. The Caucasus Mountain region. Yeah, they stop because they can't go any further. Ukrainian troops will enter into Crimea, taking back their rightful land. Because of illegal occupation of the Crimean Peninsula by Russia, because of Russia. So Ukraine gets it back. The Ottomans go just in through the mountains. They just bypass the mountains. Like they said, screw you, geography. You can't hurt the Ottoman Empire. We will invade into Russia no matter what. Yeah, I'm just kidding. They don't say that, but I'm saying they do that anyway. I'm saying they just don't care about mountains anymore. They just have special equipment now to go through past the mountain range, entering more and more into Russian territory. And Russia's like, oh crap, we underestimated the Ottoman Empire again. We should not have underestimated them for a second time. That's why we had to sell Alaska to the U.S. in the first place. And now they're reaching more and more around the Caspian coast. And they're also pushing up more and more out of the mountains. They just start taking land from Russia here. So they set up a defensive front right here. Russia's capital. Right here. Ukraine. Right here. They can just go like, do we do it? Also, Kaliningrad. I haven't talked about that. Oh. Kaliningrad just surrenders over to Polish and Lithuanian forces. Russia's like, bro, we could have used you. We could have actually next to you. And Kaliningrad's like, no, we want to be a thing. Don't want anything to do with you. Turns out, Finland just already has occupied all of this land right here. I'm just gonna fill that in like that. I'm not gonna fill that in. I'm just gonna show that. Oh, Belarus has just been occupied. I'm just gonna draw the occupation lines. So like this. I'm not doing it. I'm not gonna show that. Also, this area is now occupied by Ottoman and Ukrainian forces. Also, this area is now occupied by Ukrainian forces. Oh, and now Ukraine just captured the capital, and we can just get a peace treaty. Yeah, I'm not doing that. Let's just go get a peace treaty. I'm not going to show a full-scale war. Oh, the U.S. just gained land. Why did the U.S. just gain land? Oh, they were the ones who drew up the peace treaty? Okay. They just did the reverse Alaska on Russia. Wait, what are they doing? Oh, God. America? No. You're not doing that. Okay, they're just doing it anyway. They're okay. Oh, no. I said don't do it. But they did it anyway. Oh, God. Russia's like, why? Why did you do that? Why? The U.S. is like, I don't know. I just feel like making a straight line. Let's look at our border with Canada. It's a straight line. You can ask the British why. Yeah, when we were, they say Russia. When we were the British Empire, we couldn't. We just agreed on just a straight line, like a straight line going across this area, except for the Great Lakes and also this area, because that area is cursed. But yeah, that's why the U.S. has a straight line here. Okay, let's actually look at the peace deal. Ukraine gets this back. That makes sense. So Kaliningrad just gets split into two instead of becoming independent. Kaliningrad is like, yeah, we should just be split into two. We want to be split into. We want to be split into two. With a straight line. Yes, straight lines are good. Sorry. Also, Belarus. They die. Lithuania will be gaining Minsk. They'll be gaining this land. And also, some Russian land right here. And they also will make a deal with the Latvians to like just make that, just to give them some land right here. Because it would look weird. Poland gains all of this. Right here. And they also make a deal with you. No, they don't get that land. They will get this land. Right here. Turns out the Latvians will gain some land. What in God's name? And the Estonians gain land too. Even the Finnish. Yeah, the Finnish just take... Oh wait, the Finnish don't just take this. They take this link here. They even take this link. And they take all this. That's a giant Finland. Alright. Kazakhstan will gain land, surprisingly. Why is that peace treaty giving Kazakhstan land? Who knows? I guess the U.S. just likes Kazakhstan. Say, hey, Captain, you have oil, right? Yes. Well, if we give you some oil, can we have some oil? Sure. That's basically what the U.S. did. Also, Mongolia gains land. They gain Lake Baikal. They gain areas around Lake Baikal. Like, yay, our glorious land has returned to us. Yay, thank you, America. Yay. Yeah, I'm not doing that ever again. Yeah, they gain a lot of land. Oh god, that's a straight line. Nope. Also, Japan takes Sakhalin and the Kuril Islands. And also, Japan takes a big chunk of land right here. I don't know why the US is just giving out land. That was weird. Ukraine will be annexing this land around the Sea of Azov, as well getting very close to the Russian capital. Like, this close. They, like, are right outside the gate. Like, they're right on the outskirts. That's the amount of pressure they're putting. Ukraine looks good. As for the, Kazakhstan will also gain this, because I think that looks weird. But the Ottomans will be gaining a lot of land. Great. Mother of God. I don't know why I said that. Oh, Moldova just annexed Transnistria, and then they united with Romania. Okay, that was weird. Oh, that was weird. Yeet, Poland. Okay, Poland has that. Lithuania gets this area, as well as this. And this. And this. Okay. Oh, and then they decide to unite under the Poland-Lithuania. Okay. I guess that's why. I thought they wouldn't do that. Ukraine's like, what? Germany's like, what the? Germany's like, Germany's like, was zum Teufel? Or, hold on.
Was zum Teufel?
They're like, was zum Teufel? If you don't know what that means, look it up. The world is like, what the fuck? Sure, if I swore, I sweared. I swore. Okay, I swore in German, okay? Happy? At least Finland has access to the Arctic Ocean again. That's good. Oh, right, Ukraine. Almost forgot about them. So that's that. There we go. Thick Ukraine, yes! Okay, that just sounded weird. Sorry about that. At least Mongolia and Kazakhstan have a border now. They're happy. Because they actually are great friends in real life. Oh wait, I'm just gonna get this now. Bye bye, old border. Hold on, let me ask something to ChatGPT. Not that. Sorry. I was trying to get here. That's not. Yes, this is the border. What border was that one? Don't know why domination was being weird. I thought I closed the app. Borders are meaningless if you unite under one country. There shall be no more borders. Okay, sorry. The U.S. certainly loves straight lines. Yeah, that's our new map of the world. I hope you guys enjoyed. Goodbye.